The Scholar was my first Final Fantasy XIV healer job, and it's getting some changes for Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and a lot of people have been complaining that the changes are not enough and that other jobs are getting so many buffs and Scholar is basically taking the short end of the stick. Let's see if this is true in today's Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker media tour. I'm really curious and excited about the Scholar changes. Let's have a look.
The original shield healer.
Oh,
While
yeah.
everybody else is going to be playing with the shiny new
Ooh.
Sage, you instead
That's a
are
nice
gonna be a
glamour, though. I
dedicated
actually like the
scholar
glamour. It
because
looks
you're
cool.
educated and you have a book.
That hat is
But
nice.
first, I have a disclaimer.
And those
I was
boots.
sponsored by Square Enix to try out this development build of Endwalker.
I wonder how this will look like on a
Here
Lalafell.
is subject to significant changes. That includes potencies especially. Since a lot of them change throughout all of the jobs, I would not worry about them. But anyway, let's take a look. Firstly, the DPS spells. You've got a new single target spam, it's called
Wow.
Royal 4. You still have energy drain, that'll use up your Aetherflow
Looks
stacks,
nice.
which is very important, and your dot is still Biolysis. Then there's a new AoE spell called Art of War 2. This is an instant
What?
cast spammable AoE. Scholar's GCD shields were super buffed. Adlo
Okay, they buffed the shields, and yeah, if you look at this AoE, this looks like a freaking Sage skill almost. That looks like super high-tech right there. Let's have a look again at it.
2. This is an instant
at
cast
that.
spammable AoE.
What a nice
Scholar's
animation.
GCD shields were super buffed.
Wow.
Adlo will now be a 180% shield, and
Wow.
Sucker is a
Stronger
160% shield. Scholar is going to still be the big with 2 Gs shield healer. And not only
Look,
that,
it's
the
not that
Tournament
bad,
Tactics,
guys.
the one that spreads your Adlo shield to everybody, is on a
Like, a lot of people were like worried about the changes are not enough and everyone gets like so many buffs, only the Scholar like the short end of the stick. I think it's actually not looking that bad from what I'm seeing so far for the Scholar. And yeah, by the way, guys, I've noticed that a lot of you aren't subscribed to this channel yet, so hey, let's change that and hit that subscribe button. Our goal is to reduce this to at least 85%. So yeah, that's the new channel goal. Please subscribe. Alright, let's continue this.
a 90-second cooldown now. You're going to be able to utilize this for way more mechanics over the duration of a fight, so
That's
it's
good.
super good. Then there's a new instant heal called Protraction. It
What
increases
does
the
this one do?
maximum HP of a target by 10% and restores that amount. It also
Wow.
increases the healing actions on that target by 10%, and you can do this every minute. It's going to be so good for tank busters.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then there's
for
the
some
brand new
phases.
toy that everybody's talking about, Expedient. This will give everybody sprint and a 10% damage mitigation for 20 seconds. I know it's been a meme,
But
in all
10% damage
seriousness,
mitigation.
This is a super unique ability, and there will likely be strats around utilizing this for movement. I mean,
You know what, guys? That's actually not so bad. Yeah, like this speed buff thing is probably like not so useful. I mean, maybe there are like some boss fights where there are like certain mechanics where there are like constantly like multiple AoEs on the ground and you can dodge way more AoEs. And with that 10% damage reduction, if you do get hit by something, maybe you can now survive it or something. I don't know. It depends how hard you get hit, but I think it's good 10% damage mitigation. And this little speed is like an extra to that basically, right? But yeah, that's the skill we saw in the job actions trailer, and from what I'm seeing here, like there are like some new skills we didn't actually see in the Endwalker job actions trailer, right? Like I see some new stuff that I didn't see in this trailer, so we did get some more buffs that were not shown in this trailer. Like that's why I say it's not that bad. I think Scholar will still be in a good spot from what we see so far.
but in all seriousness, this is a super unique ability, and there will likely
Yeah.
be strats around utilizing this for movement. I mean, just look at Lucio. Everybody loves Lucio. A
From
lot of the
Overwatch,
mechanics
yeah.
in our game is centered around movement. So if you have an ability that augments your movement, that automatically makes it powerful.
Niche
Fade Blessing
situations.
no longer costs Fairy Gauge, which
Wow.
means the only thing that your Fairy Gauge is going to be used for is Fey Union,
You can
otherwise
save
known
this
as
up
Sage
then.
mode, which actually brings up one of the differences between Scholar and Sage. The Fairy can heal either everybody, or it could switch over to a single targeted healing burst.
Oh.
Sage, on the other hand, can only do the single targeted healing with their Cardia.
But that's good because now you can save the Fairy Gorge for your other skill, right? Like that's good because I think like some people didn't some people also complain about like the Gorge being used up too quickly or something, and that they wish it was like larger and stuff. Now you don't need a larger one. You have like less skills than needed, right? And that's good. So you can save it for that.
Targeted healing with their Cardia. The Fairy
Wow.
is very powerful, and it's part of what makes Scholar a Scholar. And not to mention, the fairy seemed much more responsive. I tested
Really?
this out by alternating using the fairy GCDs and seeing if it would immediately do it, and it seemed like it was. So time will tell
it's
on
more
that,
fluent
but
now.
we'll see what it feels like on live
That
servers.
feels better in
And that will
rotations
do it
then.
for Scholar. I'm really wondering what the healer meta is going to end up looking like for Endwalker.
that's a
but
good
let's
question.
not forget
That's a very
one
good one.
important thing. People like doing damage, and Scholar increases the party's damage.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
by 10%.
What about that, huh? Thank
That's
you so much
nice.
for watching, and all of my videos on the Endwalker job changes are out now, so check out the playlist in the link in the description below to watch the next one. Okay, bye.
I've noticed something very, very interesting in all the like changes we have seen so far, and I think we are almost done. We don't have so many more jobs left, so if you are curious about like the other job changes, we did like most of them already and they're on this channel, so feel free to check them out. And yeah, I've noticed this is like a big AoE expansion Endwalker. Like, yeah, sure, like all of the jobs did receive some interesting utility buffs or new utility skills, some single target skills. But the focus of this expansion seems to be all about AoE skills, be it damaging AoE skills, healing AoE skills, shield AoE skills. Like, it's all about AoE, I've noticed. But then again, like, some people were complaining about the AoE. Like, there were some people that were not happy with, for example, the ninja AoE rotation. And now Doton received a buff, and some people had issues with Doton, for example, on ninja, because you place it somewhere and sometimes like the tank will pull out the mobs of this and there will be some miscommunication. The group or the timing would be off, and like certain AoE skills were also somewhat boring because you only had like 2 skills you rotate around or like 1 skill for AoE. So it's cool that we get like more AoE skills and stuff, what makes combat definitely more interesting from an AoE's perspective. And Scholar is really in a good spot. Like, I like those changes. I will still play my Scholar. I'm not going to drop this one. And yeah, what will be the new healer meta? That is very, very interesting, because Scholar has no stronger shields because they just buffed the passive for the shields. So wow, I actually like what they are doing with the healer. Some people, they are like very disappointed with, for example, the Astrologian, that the shields got like nerfed there and stuff. Like, you no longer use like the shielding thingy. But I think it's good that they have like the distinction now between pure healers and like shield healers, because it makes like each healer job feel more unique as well. Like, imagine you have like one job that does everything that the other job does. Like, that sucks. It feels like boring to me. Then why would you have like 2 healer jobs you switch around? And certain skills got buffed. Like here on the Scholar, we get stronger shields. Astrologian gets like way more interesting direct heals and stuff. So I think it's good, because if something gets nerfed, something else gets buffed, so it evens it out, like it balances it. It's very, very interesting. Soon we will be done with all the job checks, like all the reviews. And yeah, if you guys are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. What do you think, by the way, about the Scholar changes? Let me know in the comment section if you are happy with the changes. I think they are really great, and for those Scholar mains out there, you're still gonna have tons of fun on the Scholar, and no, you're not on the worst healer job now. I don't think that the meta is maybe shifting too much. There might be like 1 or 2 healer jobs that are maybe like a tiny bit better. Like, I'm still not sure about the Sage, because it looks way too powerful to me. I'm not sure if they're gonna nerf it, because you have so much defense, so much healing power, and at the same time so much offense. So I hope there will be some balancing, but let's see. Maybe it's just how it seems. I haven't seen the numbers yet, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, guys, I wish everyone a wonderful day. Don't forget to like this video if you haven't. This will help out with the YouTube algorithm, and I will see you guys in the next video.